One of the very commonly asked questions in the group is what to do about nighttime snacking.
I'm Jackie, here to answer questions about my journey from fat, weak, and sick to trim, strong, and healthy.
Nighttime snacking is difficult because, well, for a number of reasons. It's just a habit a lot of us have that after dinner we just keep eating off and on till bedtime, which is not conducive to fasting or weight loss. You can put away a lot of calories a bite at a time. Well, I can, for sure. My primary answer for that is that I eat pretty late in the day. I eat late afternoon or early evening, and I eat till I'm completely stuffed, which makes it much easier to ignore what I call the munchies. It's not being hungry, it's just wanting to graze. And reminding myself that I do not graze because Jackie is not a cow. So, there's a lot of other answers to this question that some people find helpful too. One is when you're done eating, brush your teeth, use some mouthwash. Now that your mouth is all minty flavored, Doritos aren't going to really go with that. You know, chips don't work with toothpaste. Another one that I find helpful is go to bed early. The reason I find that particularly helpful is I've never woke up hungry in my life more than a handful of times. So I know if I feel like eating now and I go to sleep, I will wake up not feeling like eating. Going to bed, even if you're not going to sleep, can be helpful. Not sitting in front of the TV, finding something else to do, especially at first, because you're used to sitting in front of the TV and snacking through that. And also, depending on what you're watching, if you're watching something that has commercials, a whole heck of a lot of those commercials are for junk food and fast food, and it's just going to drive you crazy, particularly at first. Like, don't be hard on yourself. Make it easy. Go to another room. Don't go into the kitchen. If you need something, some of the things that help with hunger will also help with the munchies, such as eating some salt or drinking a bit of pickle juice or apple cider vinegar. Just mentally telling yourself. Something one person in the group said that amused the heck out of me was, she thinks of hunger as her fat cells screaming for mercy. And I just love that because I have no mercy for my fat cells, I'll tell you that. They can die. Well, some of the other things that help with hunger in general, sparkling water, any kind of carbonated water. I would tend to say Diet Pepsi, but I'm pretty sure the artificial sweetener police will come after me if I say that. But something carbonated will often make you feel pretty full. It might even make you feel full to the point of bloated. But if you're hungry and you are eating later in the day, I would say you didn't eat enough. When I eat an RBS, I may get the munchies, but I certainly don't get hungry for many hours afterwards. If you're eating earlier in the day, Amanda's theory is that, you know, because she eats like late morning-ish, that, well, she's only hungry for a couple hours and it's bedtime, so it's not a big deal. It's largely a mind game, and at first it's tough. You're having to make what Amanda calls the micro decisions, the this versus that. And I find it helpful to remember why I'm doing what I'm doing, and also to not think in terms of negatives. My primary mantra during my very first extended fast was, I can eat later. I found that much more powerful to say to myself, I can eat later, than I can't eat. Because you can. There's nobody making you do this. You're doing this because you choose. I choose to not snack in the evenings. I choose to go to bed, brush my teeth, do whatever I need to do, read a book, or otherwise distract myself, and And it's really only rough at first, because very rapidly your body will, your hunger hormone will adjust, and it won't be hungry all the time. It is harder if people you live with are snacking all evening. You might want to go to a different part of the house, or you also might want to isolate their snacks in a cabinet drawer that you don't go in anymore. Any snacky kind of foods. Not having snacky, if you live alone, you're got it made, because not having snacky foods in the house is the main thing to do. You don't buy them, then when you suddenly get the munchies at 9 o'clock at night, you can use your laziness as an excuse not to snack, because I don't feel like getting dressed and running out to a convenience store at this hour. It does get easier as you go along, and so I want to say that to encourage you that it's not like you're never going to want to snack, but it gets a lot easier as you go. Another one, another one that's helpful is ice chips, munching on those. As I think I mentioned in another video, I have a snow cone machine and I make snow cones, and it feels different than just drinking some more water, to be chewing on ice. And if you're actually hungry and you did eat later in the day, you're not eating enough, because you just shouldn't be. I mean, if you ate at 10 a.m., then yeah, maybe by 5 or 6 p.m. you are hungry. But if you're eating later in the day, there's no way. You just didn't eat enough, because if I eat at 4 or 5 o'clock, I still feel pretty full when I go to bed at 9 or 10. I don't feel empty for like a day or so after eating a ridiculously big salad. I'm also going to mention that if you liked my mantra, I can eat later, and you want that on your fridge to remind you, there is a link below where you can buy a big giant magnet to stick on your fridge in case you want me to nag you that you can eat later. Thanks.